Today we're going to be talking about The Fall Guy, starring Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt. So The Fall Guy is a brand new movie starring Ryan Gosling and Emily Blunt. It's coming from director David Leitch, who most recently directed Deadpool 2 and also Bullet Train, which are both high action and also very stylized, very well made movies. So I had a lot of high expectations coming into this movie. Now, the story of The Fall Guy, it's following Ryan Gosling's character, who is a stuntman on a big movie set. And he's the lead stuntman for this douchebag kind of character, who's the lead actor in pretty much every movie that's being made. Now, Ryan Gosling's character used to be dating Emily Blunt's character, and then because of a freak accident on set, he stops working as a stuntman and also breaks up with Emily Blunt, completely ghosts her. And then now this movie picks up years later, where he's trying to get back together with her and see if there's anything there. Now she's a big director on this film set and trying to make it as a director. And in the midst of all of this, the lead actor, who is this douchebag guy, goes completely missing and nobody knows where he is or why he disappeared. And now Ryan Gosling is set on this quest to go find this lead actor who's gone missing from the set, while also trying to get this director to fall in love with him. And that should tip you off to how this movie basically goes. Now, when I first saw all the trailers for this movie, I literally thought this movie is trying to do way too much and is not going to do any of it well. And I was exactly right. So this movie tries to be an inside joke to anyone who's in the film industry. They have a lot of funny elements to it that I found really amusing as someone who works in the film industry. But not everyone's gonna understand some of the humor in this movie. So a lot of the humors get very hit or miss. Similarly, it tries to have themes and plot points and set pieces that will appeal to everyone. So it has a lot of really action-packed parts, as well as some like sappy rom-com stuff, as well as some just straight slapstick comedy going on. And it's all happening at once, and it just doesn't know how to balance the tones of each of these things, and it's all over the place. Now, yes, Ryan Gosling has amazing comedic timing. He's a very dedicated actor. Anytime he's in a movie, he is all in and he's laser focused, which really helps this movie quite a bit. I think he carries it, same as Emily Blunt. I think their chemistry and the whole will they, won't they part of this plot actually works, but the rest of it, the whole quest to find the actor, and without getting into spoilers, just every other aspect of this movie just seems all over the place. It doesn't really feel like they had a clear direction with the movie, and it feels like it went through multiple rewrites just to make what a studio thought would be a big hit. I've already seen a report on its opening weekend that said that it is bombing compared to what was projected for it. I just don't think that this movie knows what it wants to be. And I think that's where its biggest problem lies. Now, yes, as a filmmaker, I found this movie super relatable. A lot of aspects of it were actually really enjoyable, and I thought that it was great in those aspects. I just think that there were too many cooks in the kitchen on this movie, and it just ultimately hurt the overall product and just made the movie into more of a joke at itself than anything else. There's cool little insights that people may get out of this, like, oh, I didn't actually know how they shot those things until now, and all of that. It gives you a peek behind the curtain, you know, seeing how some of these movies are made and some of what goes into these things. That aspect is really cool. But aside from that, there's not enough that's new or different or creative about this movie that really draws me in and makes me want to watch it again. It's ultimately that movie that people will just forget about 2 weeks after they watched it. I think there are definitely people who will enjoy this. There are people who will get something out of this movie. But for me, as a summer blockbuster and trying to be a successful film in a time where we really need successful movies in the theaters, I just don't think this had enough going for it. So guys, those are my thoughts on The Fall Guy. Let me know what you thought about it. Let me know if you learned something new about the film industry that you really didn't know about before this by watching this movie. And ultimately, did you have a good time watching it?